Okay, so we know that Jeff Hafley, their defense against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had a total of 9 pressures on Aaron Rodgers, 5 quarterback hits, 3 sacks, and that's with an Aaron Rodgers who loves to get the ball out of the pocket quick. He had an average of 2.77 snap to throw time, which we know he can be incredibly quick. He's got one of the quickest releases back there in the pocket, especially if you've got a guy like Micah Parsons or Rashawn Gary coming at you. But here's the thing. The Packers did that by blitzing one time. Those stat lines, the 5 quarterback hits, the 3 sacks, the 9 total pressures, they did that blitzing one time on 39 dropbacks for Aaron Rodgers. So if you can stop the run, which the Packers are ranked second in that category, and if you can apply pressure without the blitz, which the Packers are ranked third in pressures, then you've got absolutely the makings of a Super Bowl caliber team. That's what the Packers have. And it's a lot of thanks to Brian Gutekunst for going out there and getting a guy like Micah Parsons, who you can see right here, week 1 against the Detroit Lions. He has a motor that just doesn't stop. Okay, he fights through not just a double team. Sometimes it's a triple team. And he just keeps pursuing the quarterback. As you saw right there, he kept pursuing Jared Goff. You saw him keep pursuing Aaron Rodgers against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he just keeps going until he hits you, or he makes at least his presence felt and known out there. So how big of a difference is he making? Let's take a look. So you've got the Packers. So NFL team defense rankings through week 8. This is total defensive yards allowed. The Packers are 6th on that list right now. Total defensive yards allowed, or offensive yards allowed by the defense, 289.4 for the Packers. That's huge. That's a big number. Only 15 touchdowns allowed. That's also a really attractive number. But then when you talk about stopping the run, the Packers are ranked second in rushing yards allowed at 552. Only Seattle is better than them in that category of rushing yards allowed, total rushing yards allowed. The Packers are second in the league. That's a big category in which the Packers, we know, looking in the not too distant past, that the Packers did not look good stopping the run a lot of times and oftentimes, but they've looked good so far. The Packers have certainly turned it around. Why is that? Well, Micah Parsons. Okay. Micah Parsons is a big contributor to that. And when you look at the top scoring leaders in the league so far, you've got Myles Garrett on top at 10. We had that 5 sack game this last week. And then you've got Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons right there, 7.5, 6.5. Okay. You've got 2 guys right there at the top. Rashawn Gary at 7.5. Why is that number so high for Rashawn Gary, who, when you look at Rashawn Gary, his numbers have been great, but he hasn't had a 10-sack season since he's been in the league so far, and he's on pace to get 18 because of the presence of Micah Parsons. He's got 7.5 sacks so far, which, and when you talk about the pass rush win rate for Rashawn Gary, it's gone up nearly 1.5% with the addition of Micah Parsons. Okay, so that's the difference this guy's making it, on top of the fact that Lucas Van Ness. Now, we knew Lucas Van Ness was going to have a big year with or without Micah Parsons on the team, but not as big of a year as he's had so far. Now, given when he's been out there and getting some snaps, his pass rush win rate went from 9.27 as an average so far throughout his career to 13.11. That's nearly 4 percentage points higher than what it's been because of the addition of a guy like Micah Parsons. And that's allowed Jeff Hafley to do that and do packages without sending blitzes every time. When you talk about how effective this defense has been on just a 4-man rush, it's been absolutely phenomenal. The Packers have done a 4-man rush nearly 80% of the snaps so far on defense this year, and they still are that highly ranked in pressures in the backfield. Okay, so that is huge. And Micah Parsons is one of those guys. Again, you can talk about it till you're blue in the face, how important this dude is to the signing of, that guy on this team. Not only does he just bring the stats out on the football field, but he makes everybody else around him play better. Everybody buys into it. They see the motor that is continuous. And then that allows Jeff Hafley to just run loose and run wild when it comes to his play calling schemes and all of that. I'm loving it. I can't. The Packers got the guy everyone else wants, and that's Micah Parsons. And his presence is certainly felt. Yes, the Packers had to give up Kenny Clark, and they had to give up 2 first-round picks, but that was certainly worth it when you're seeing the outcome of the product on the field. I love it. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.